Hi folks, today we've got a Fenix or Phoenix, whichever way you want to pronounce it, FD41 to have a look at. And first and foremost, it's a zoomie. And zoomies tend not to be very popular. I certainly not much for them, mainly because of things like this you get off eBay and whatnot, that just absolute junk, and the beam profile on them is horrible. But if you are looking for a zoomie in terms of the advantages that this particular type of design offers, which is the focusable beam, this is most definitely one of the better ones on the market. So let's jump in and talk through what we've got. A one click on, a one click off, tail cap, and the mode button there. The mode button incidentally won't turn it on or off, it's got to be switched on or off from the tail cap, and then we can use the mode button. Sorry, excuse me, didn't mean to get into our blinky modes, to cycle through our modes, and then off again at the back. So that's pretty straightforward. The focusing mechanism doesn't stop, you can just keep on twizzling it all the way around, and as you can see, it's not got a massive movement range on the head there, with a slight bit of wobble. I'll show you the beam profile shortly, but what Fenix have done is kind of made this kind of arrangement there that by and large works quite well to iron out the problems that you tend to get with this type of zoomie torch. But we'll have a look at the beam profile in detail shortly. Let's jump to the battery that it comes with. The usual from Fenix with the inbuilt USB charger there. Now the first thing that when I see this type of battery and check for, and that is, let's take a button top, there's quite considerable difference in the size there, but this flashlight will quite happily operate off just about anything that we want to put into it. I've not found any battery that it won't like or operate from, and it's also got inbuilt over discharge protection as well, so we can use the unprotected cells in here if we want to. It's also got, according to the manufacturer, a timed step down from turbo at 900 lumens, and it will step down at 5 minutes. I'll come back to that in a moment, and we've also got the temperature regulation, which will step it down at 55. So let's have a quick look at the specs there. Low 10, medium 130, high 350 and turbo 900. On high 3 hours 50 minutes runtime and turbo 1 hour 40. Yeah. Okay, now what I did do on the with 900 lumens on its turbo mode, as I've been using this, it didn't get hot at all, and yes, it did step down at approximately 5 minutes. I'll show you that later. But it's a nice cool running torch, and if it does step down after the 5 minutes, you can just simply reoperate it again. So let's take him out and show you what it can do. In fact, no, I'll tell you what I'll do first. I'll show you some beam profiles on the wall behind me, and then we'll take him out. Let's just show you how the beam profiles were, but first up we've got one of our normal nasties, the normal zoomies. Fairly straightforward operation. Ignore the colour, by the way, this is my camera struggling with the bounce back, and of course the issue you've got with your normal zoomies is that horrible LED projection on its zoomed in mode. So let's jump to our Fenix. Okay, let's pop the Fenix on there now. Again, the colour's white. This is my camera struggling with the blowback wall. Ignore that white splodge as well there, that thing there, that's just a reflection on the wall from the flashlight. That's not part of the beam. So as you zoom through, kind of like an odd transformation, isn't there? Particularly around there where you've got that kind of donut thing now in the middle. Onto our more focus mode. But what we haven't got on the focus mode is that horrible LED projection. There we go. Hi folks, so I've got the Fenix now out with me at close range, and I'll quickly cycle through the modes. You can't see the bottom one, or you can you? Just about, yeah. And I'm on its maximum spread. And as you can see, it's putting out a very impressive amount of light. Scroll through our modes now. Medium, high. It's 350 lumens, that's doing well, isn't it? And then our turbo mode at 900. And let's operate the zoom. It's a little bit of a donutty thing there appearing in the middle, but it's not particularly bothering me. And then getting some distance on now towards the end of that path. And let's scroll through our modes again. I think they've done a really good job with this. I think you guys can see it equally as well as me. Yes, you can. Let me get our normal zoomie out. This is that thing that I showed you a bit earlier on, the super military flashlight thing. I mean that's normally what you get with a zoomie. Now a pathetic amount of power and no peripheral spill. In fact, hang on, let me just get the Fenix one. So yeah, that's a problem with the zoomies, and perhaps why they're not so overly popular. When you go into this zoom mode, you get kind of this one spot and nothing else. Not so with the Fenix. And in fact, I've got an Olight Marauder with me. I mean, that's got a particularly impressive. So that's our Olight Marauder. As you can see, that's got no peripheral spill either, has it? But the Fenix has. Let's scroll through our modes again. That little irritating donut. But you know what, I'll put up with that. To actually get a zoomie that actually does what it is that we'll probably all want it to do, which is, you know, we'll have that flexibility of the, you know, of the flood versus a very respectable and usable zoom without getting that type of problem, as in no peripheral spill. Quite a remarkable difference, isn't it? And the other thing to note as well, excuse me, you know, about this light, yes, it's got that 5-minute step down, but I've yet to find it actually getting hot in the slightest. I mean, it is very cold tonight, but it's just not warming up at all. The 5-minute step down is kicking in, but all I'm just simply doing is turning it back on again. This little thing's going to run on and on and on, so long as the battery lasts. And the battery times are pretty good as well, aren't they? So all in all, I think Fenix have done an absolutely fantastic job of this light. And I certainly wouldn't hesitate to recommend it to anybody. The performance is astoundingly good, isn't it? Right, it's getting cold, so I'll go home. Thanks, folks. Hi folks, I'm back in now with the FD. I've put a little bit on the end there to demonstrate the fact that it doesn't lose any power for 5 minutes. It does step down as it says in the manual, but that's not heat related. You can just press the button and it'll come back on again. I've not managed to get it to overheat at all, to be honest with you, and it holds that 1000 lumens very, very nicely. In addition to that, a zoomie that actually works with a really, really nice beam profile, and I can use any battery I like in it, as well as the one that's supplied. And what I did forget to mention as well is that it comes with a rather nice holster as well. So if you're after a zoomie that actually ranks as being decent, you've really got to have a look at this one. Thanks, folks. I'm going to have a quick look at the kind of temperature, step downs and so forth. Let's pop that in there and start my timer. So what we're on there, an ambient reading on the lux meter of around 72. What temperature are we starting at? As you can see, nice and cool. Let's leave it going and see what happens. Two and a half minutes in. What temperature are we at? 26-ish. Still running nice and cool. Carry on. Excuse me. So we're just coming up now to, where are we? 4 minutes 35. Temperature wise, still nice and cool. Ignore that's my battery charger. And as we're approaching the 5 minute mark, the power's still holding there, as we can see. I tried this earlier on, it didn't step down at exactly 5 minutes, it was 5 minutes 20, thereabouts. There we go. So it stepped down at that point, and our temperature was up at 30. And as we can see there, it didn't get anywhere near the temperature regulation, which is set by the factory at 55. So the timed kick down occurred. So since we haven't reached that temperature, let me see whether I can just simply re-engage my turbo again. Yes, I can. I can just simply re-engage it again, and temperature wise and I've not actually been able to get it up over 55 through normal use. So there we go.